Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be running through the hardcore Easter egg steps for the Sewers of the Dead map in Sker Ritual. Now, as I'm sure you're more than well aware, we don't do the story one here. It's going to be a no-nonsense guide. We're just going to cut straight to the chase. So the first step after completing the boss fight is, you've guessed it, interact with the statue, find the three strangers. Seems to be a common trend that this is the beginning steps for the hardcore Easter egg. So interact with the statue, you'll have the stranger spawn, shoot him, and then you got to find it 3 more times located around various parts of the map. The first location you can find him is through this gateway into the water room, just up on the right hand side in the opening. Another location is in the catacombs, so if you run past the upgrade machine and run out towards where you had to escort the quiet one in the story mission, you can find him there in that corner. Another location is if you run out to this small open space just outside the second class coach, you can see him up there on the edge of the water tower. To find another location, if you continue along the train a little bit further up into the first class coach section and run out the opening, you'll see him just there behind the trees on top of the rock. There is also another spawn spot in the radio tower clearing, just off to the back corner there behind the trees. There is also a spawn location in the sewer entrance south. He can spawn under the stairs. Now, I haven't got him to spawn here, so I'm not sure which side it's on, but I'm guessing it's going to be in one of those 2 dark spaces there. After finding the 3 locations, make your way back to the first class coach, come out here to the box that is around the slab and interact with it. When you do, you'll see you'll have a mini boss enemy Balor spawn in. You need to defeat him in order to move on to the next step. After defeating the mini boss, if you head to the bar coach section just outside the train carriage, you'll see the red button with the 4 compass symbols as well as 4 other symbols underneath. You need to interact with cat statues around the map to align these correctly. One of the cat statues can be found on Sker Island train station, so for me this was east, so you have to rotate the cat to correspond with the symbol that was shown on the red button for the east. I had another one of the cat statues in the radio tower clearing, which for me was my north. You can find another statue in the sewer entrance west, which for me conveniently was west. You can find the last one in the outside section of the second class coach, which for me was south. Now, once all 4 of these are aligned, you will get the audio cue to signify you've done this step correctly, and then it's time to move to the next one. After aligning all 4 cat statues, return back to where the red button was and interact with it. This time you'll spawn in another Balor, except this one is Balor the Undying, that you'll now need to defeat to complete this step. So go ahead, defeat the mini-boss, and you'll be ready to move on. After defeating your second Balor the Undying, head back to the spawn room and you'll find yet again another demonic lamb. Go figure. Again, like the other 2 maps so far, you need to escort this throughout the map to get to its final location before you can complete this step. There is a slight difference with this lamb escort, however, though. I have noticed that for me, it stopped on 2 separate occasions. The first being in the catacombs, where it spawned a heap of enemies that I had to defeat. And then it stopped for a second time in the radio tower clearing, where it spawned in again a few more enemies that I had to defeat before we can move on. The last stop for the lamb's going to be the box that's currently surrounding the sill in the first class coach section. Once the lamb gets in there, you'll notice that you'll have a 3rd fight with Balor the Undying. So again, go ahead, try and get him defeated as quickly as you can, especially if it's in between rounds, try and do it while there's minimal other enemies around. Once you defeat him, the front of the cage will open up, allowing you access to collect the seal and be ready to fight the final boss fight. And as expected, this boss fight works very similar to the others. Go and pop the seal into the container that surrounds the weapon, start firing at the boss, and you'll begin the boss fight. Now, this time around, there will be some very slight differences. So the boss fight itself still generally runs the same. When you go underneath to attack the little enemies, you have these guys spawn, like little versions of Balor. I was a little bit underprepared for this, did not expect that to happen, and got royally shafted immediately and ended up going down. Thankfully, I still had a revive, so I went and revived, knowing to be a little bit more mindful because they spawn. What I did personally for my strategy is I would weaken the boss enough to the point where he disappears and these guys spawn, and I would run around the top and train them until I'd taken the big guys out. Then I'd go underneath, attack the little target, come back up, attack the boss, and rinse and repeat, because being in the open space gives you a much greater chance of survival considering their AoE effects. But yeah, guys, that is that. That is the third hardcore Easter egg for Sker Ritual, all done and dusted. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment down below, sub to the channel for any future content and updates, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.